Eagles. Eagles.
Oh my goodness, baby! Phillies take 2 of 3 from those Atlanta Braves. How's that make you feel, baby? It makes me feel pretty damn good, as I did not mute my computer. His computer has to be muted, and I didn't mute it. And now I'm listening to me yell, and damn, that's what I sound like. No, I was kidding. Hell yeah, baby. The Phillies get the victory over the Braves. I am so excited. I was riding so many different waves of emotion throughout this ball game, especially when the Phillies blew a 4-0 lead. Oh, my God. And then they were able to seal the deal with Nick Castellanos. First off, heart palpitating. Let me give you an old reference. All right, Red Fox, Sanford and Son. I grew up on that show. I'd come home from school, I'd put that show on, and I'd watch Sanford and Son. And then, the Red Fox, they do the heart attack. That's how I was feeling. Nick Castellanos. And I'm like, don't feel it. And then John Kruk goes, no, don't feel it. And then Castellanos, he feels it. And then he throws home, and he gets Luke Williams out at home plate. Sends it to 10 innings. Nobody's more amped up. Here's the rankings of amped upness. Okay, most likely. Okay. John Kruk totally flipping a switch as I did. Then it was just like, don't do it. Okay, he did it. He did it. All right, good. And then Craig Kimbrell, who then does not blow the game for the Phillies in this instance with a sac fly foul ball. And he's so much so that I think his ponytail just popped right out. But it was pretty incredible. And that was after Nick Castellanos went up there with 2 home runs number 26 and 27 on the season. And the Phillies get the 6-5 victory. And they actually win a series against the Braves. They won. They didn't split. They didn't lose 2 of 3. They won 2 of 3. Oh, I feel it in my bones. That just feels fantastic. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, thank God. And I said today on the Farzetta show, right? I said earlier this morning, I said that the Phillies were going to win this game. I said they're going to win it 4-3. Looked good for a minute there. And the Aaron Nola guy, Aaron Nola, was going to go 6 innings, 6 1/3. I said he was going to go. I said he was going to allow 3 runs. He allowed 2 over 6, and I'll take it. And he looked, for the most part, he looked really, 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 really good. Now, the line is really, 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 really good. Really good. The line's great. There's a lot of balls hit really hard. I will say that, but I don't give a damn. He found a way to get out of jams. He, in total, went 6 innings tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. He only allowed 2 runs. Both of them were earned. Did not issue a walk and struck out 8 using 94 pitches. And I'll say this, for as many problems as we might have had throughout this entire season of Rob Thompson and always handled the bullpen and guys that have been charged with different roles and bringing in guys, other guys not being available, whatever. I thought he handled today perfectly. And I think the biggest hat tip to Rob Thompson has to go with Aaron Nola going out there in the 6th inning. And in the 6th inning, they already had Jose Alvarado warmed up and ready to go. They already had, not warmed up and ready to go, but they already had him up and throwing. So that if the stuff, hit the fan with Aaron Nola, who started that inning, by the way, at 81 pitches, started that bottom of the 6th inning. If anything hit the fan, Jose Alvarado was going to come in, and he was going to handle the business for Aaron Nola and this Phillies team. He didn't have to come in until the 7th inning, as Aaron Nola went out there in that 6th inning, and he got Austin Riley to strike out on a 4-pitch at bat. He got Austin Riley to strike out, I believe, 2 different times in 3-pitch at bats. And then I got him this time in the 4-pitch at bat. Then he got Olsen to ground out to 2nd, and then Ozuna got a single on the 90th pitch for Aaron Nola on the day, and then Rosario grounded out to Bryson Stott at second base. So he was able to get out of that inning unscathed. No blow-up inning there for Aaron Nola, and he'd walk off the mound with a victory, hopefully waiting for him by the time the bottom of the 9th rolled around, and it just wasn't meant to be. He gets no decision despite a 6-inning, 2-run performance by Aaron Nola today. His fastball looked like it had a good location on it. The umpire strike zone was, I would say this, it was for the most part consistent today. That low pitch, any ball that was low in the zone by like 3 inches was still a strike. But it was pretty consistent throughout the day, so I will say that. So Nola benefited from that. You know who did not benefit from that? And this was the biggest reason why the Phillies absolutely had to win this game. They were given so many opportunities because Elder did not benefit from any calls. Bryce Elder did not benefit from any calls. He went 7 scoreless against the Phillies in his only meeting of the season against the Phillies this year. And then today, for whatever reason, just did not have the good stuff. And you go into that first inning in particular, and he walks Kyle Schwarber to lead off the game. Then he walks Trey Turner. So he's already issued 2 walks. He's faced 2 batters. He's issued 2 walks. Bryce Harper then promptly grounds into a double play. So that sucked. And then Alec Boehm goes up there and he gets an RBI single to left field, which was great. So you don't waste that inning. You don't waste 2 walks. You also get another walk in the inning from Bryson Stott. And unfortunately, Brandon Marsh grounded out to shortstop to end any threat right there. But that was a great play, by the way, by Nicky Lopez for the Braves. Got to give him credit. Got to tip your cap. Did a great job for the Braves, making a deep play behind the second base bag as the shortstop came over to not only make a play on the ball, but get a lot on the throw to make sure that he got Brandon Marsh out in that first inning. So the Phillies, instead of tacking on more runs, maybe 2 or 3 runs on the board by the end of the first inning, they only have 1 run on the board in the first inning. Then another one. Another great first inning for Aaron Nola. His last start, he had a 9-pitch first inning, I believe, 8 or 9-pitch first inning. This time around, a 10-pitch first inning, including his first strikeout on 3 pitches to Austin Riley. He also struck out Ozzie Albies in that one on a knuckle curveball. That was a thing of perfection. Beautiful knuckle curve. Was working great tonight. And then in the second inning, Nick Castellanos gets things started for the Phillies offense with a 432-foot home run to right center field. That was just a thing of beauty. Elder started him out. This was so great about that particular at bat. Elder started him out by pitching away. And somehow magically Nick Castellanos, for what we always rip him for, laid off of those pitches that were away. Then he waited for that perfect pitch to come inside. It was a slider out over the middle of the plate, to be fair, and he just crushed it 432 feet for the home run. The guy holding the baby. Actually, it was holding the baby with the left arm. Put the baby down, then threw the ball back. Caught the ball, put the baby down, threw the ball back. Excellent execution by that fan, even though it was a Braves fan. Good for them. They made the right play. Anyway, then after that, Phillies were able to go down or get the Braves again. Nola was able to get the Braves going down again in order 1, 2, 3 in the bottom of the second inning. Rosario struck out on a changeup to end that inning, and then it's just roll it right into after cruise control again for the Phillies and Aaron Nola. You go into the 4th inning. Castellanos gets his second home run of the game. That was after Brandon Marsh worked a 1-out walk, and then Castellanos came up with another home run. This one on a fastball. First pitch fastball. Go figure. 89 miles per hour, bottom of the zone. Elder was throwing. And he just jacks that pitch to right center field for a home run. It's a 4-0 ball game at that point. And then they started to get to Aaron Nola there in the bottom of the 4th inning. Matt Olson step up to the plate. He gets the RBI single to right field on a first pitch cutter with Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna Jr. on the base paths. It's a 4-1 game, and then he's able to get out of that jam. Going to the 5th inning. Phillies go down 1, 2, 3. Or excuse me, Alec Boehm got a single in that 5th inning. Then you go into the bottom of the 5th inning. Murphy lines out to right field to start things off. Harris gets a double. Lopez gets a RBI single to left field. It's now a 4-2 ball game. Acuna grounds out to first there to Aaron Nola as the pitcher, and then Albies strikes out. He was Cade, and this was a thing of beauty. Aaron Nola toyed with his frustration because Ozzie Albies goes up in the at bat 3-1. He goes up in a 3-1 count. Nola throws him a 2-2 cutter that was just foul. Just foul. Ends up being a 9-pitch at bat that Aaron Nola got him to strike out on a knuckle curveball on the 9th pitch of the at bat. But a 2-2 cutter that was thrown to Ozzie Albies was hammered down the right field line. Hammered. When the ball was hit, I went, we're tied. I thought it was to be a 2-run home run. Fortunately, it was not. It was worrisome. Actually, no, it would have been if he makes that home run, it would have been it would have been a tie ball game. Instead, Nola gets him to strike out. Then you move ahead to the 6th inning. Phillies are not getting much going for themselves, but you do get Nola to be able to get out of that 6th inning, which was a beautiful thing. Then you go to the 8th inning. You have some struggles. Nick Castellanos misplays a ball. Hoffman was pitching at this point. Thought it was an interesting thing after our Arenado went up in the 7th inning and had a 1-2-3 inning, including 2 strikeouts. Jeff Hoffman got the call to get the ball in the 8th inning. Thought it was an interesting audition for him with that particular situation. He gets Acuna to strike out right out of the gate. Acuna was upset. This is where he was upset. He was upset at the 3-1 pitch that was called a strike. It was away. He was upset. Then Alvarado ends up coming back from a 3-1 count and getting him to strike out. Beautiful thing. Albies then goes up there and he gets a double, and then Austin Riley brings him home on a single to left field. Soto comes in the game. It's a 4-3 game. Soto comes into the game. He gets Olsen to ground into the 6-4 put out on the fielder's choice. Then Acuna gets an RBI double off the wall in right field. Castellanos kind of stuck in no man's land. They end up tying the game at this point at 4-4. Castellanos, I feel, made the right play. If he thought he could catch the ball, you got to go up to the wall. In a way ballpark, maybe at CBP, you know how to play that ball a little bit better. He went up to the wall to try to make the play. He didn't play at Karam. He was all or nothing. One time it paid off for him. That was in the bottom of the 9th inning. This time at the bottom of the 8th inning, it did not pay off for him. He went for all or nothing. He went to make the play against the wall. Couldn't get it. It Karened off. Bryson Stott was Johnny on the spot to prevent that from being a triple. He was running out from second base to back it up. Was the right spot, right place, right time, was able to hold it to just a double. Phillies were able to end it after that by getting Pilar to strike out to end the inning. Going to the 9th inning, Phillies had nothing cooking at the top of the 9th inning. Bottom of the 9th inning, Nick Castellanos. Just a thing of beauty. Luke Williams goes into pinch hit. Takes second, no problem. Takes third, no problem. Then with one out, you get a fly ball hitting the foul territory into right field, drifting into foul territory. Nick Castellanos, full sprint. You hear in the broadcast, John Kruk, don't catch it. Don't catch it. I'm thinking, don't catch it. Don't catch it. He catches it, spins, fires home, perfect throw. Again, chef's kiss. And they tag Luke Williams out by a mile, who I think was shocked that Nick Castellanos actually caught that baseball. He caught the baseball. And then Bryson Stott plays hero in the top of the 10th inning with a 2-run double to left field. After they intentionally walk Alec Boehm, it's a 6-4 Phillies game at that point. You go into the bottom of the 10th inning. Matt Strahm comes in. He allows 1 run. It's a 6-5 win for the Phillies. Absolutely a roller coaster ride of a game. Absolutely roller coaster ride of a game for the Phillies as they get the win. And now here's the deal. You just took 2 of 3 from the Atlanta Braves. You had already taken 2 of 3 from the St. Louis Cardinals, a team who is not very good at baseball this year. All right, so you got 2 wins, 2 series wins in your back pocket now going up against the Mets for 7 games and the Pittsburgh Pirates for 3 games. You are facing, for the remainder of the season, in 10 games, teams that suck. Do not blow it against the teams that suck. Do not play down to your opponents. Secure home field advantage in your first playoff series. Win the top wild card spot. Secure home field advantage in the first series there. And also make yourself feel pretty damn good going into the postseason. That's all I'm hoping for. That's all I'm crossing my fingers for, baby. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. I don't know. Maybe you guys can give me a heads up. I don't know if Nick Castellanos was interviewed post-game. I don't know what the hell was going on. But I want to know his mindset of going after that ball. I want to know if it was just a happy accident, like he just reacted and fielded it. It looked like it was planned out. It looked like I'm going to go in pursuit because if I make this catch, I can throw him out. If I make this catch, I can throw the guy out at home from here. It seemed like it was all part of the Nick Castellanos master plan. That's just the way it looked. If that's the way it was, credit to him, because this was the Nick Castellanos game. Between the 2 home runs and that game-saving play, it was absolutely perfection. This is one of the best games I've seen from Nick Castellanos. Hard to argue with the 2 home run performance, and hard to argue with his play in the bottom of the 9th inning. I thought Craig Kimbrell turned red. Like he was so excited and screaming, and the adrenaline was pumping so much. He just turned red. Absolutely amazing. Let's see what you guys are saying about this one. But yeah, if you see what Rob Thompson or anyone has to say about that after the game, I'm all ears. Can't take the bullpen imploding again. This is really old. John Messina, what's up, John? Greg Benson, holy Stramboli, Matt Strom. Nick of time, stop spreading the news. Wow. Greg, are you a dad? Are you a father? Because these are some great dad puns going on here. Holy Stromboli, nick of time, stop spreading the news. That's all I got. Gonna have a beer and decompress. Good for you. You've earned it. Jose Perez, what's going on? We took 2 of 3 for the Braves. That's awesome. April, what a game. Stocker was ripping Kimber on the radio. Jeez. Greg Benson, Fred G. Sanford. The G is for Nick. Don't catch the ball. No, yeah. Pretty much that's how it played out. Greg Benson. What's up, Greg? What else are you saying here? Yeah, your prediction was looking really good for 3/4 of the game. I know, but it's not about me. It's about the Phillies. I made it about me. I kind of made it about me. Anyway, the bullpen needs to get it together before the end of the season. Yeah, the strike zone definitely changed the last 2 innings. Yeah, okay, I'll agree with that, April. That's fair. Yeah, this bullpen is scary. I did the thing that really jumped out at me about the bullpen, other than allowing runs, was Jeff Hoffman pitching in the 8th inning. I don't think we've seen too much of that this year. Usually that would be a situation where Hoffman comes in for the 7th, and then Alvarado would come in for the 8th or the 9th, and they decided not to go that way. That was interesting. Rob Thompson didn't mind it. Just thought it was interesting. But yeah, the bullpen, especially a guy like Jeff Hoffman, who's been really good as of late. For him to find some struggles there in the 8th inning was unfortunate. Phillies, though, they take 2 of 3, and you got to be excited about that. So I am excited about that. One thing I do want to mention, and I'm getting this stat by way of our friend Corey Simon of NBC Sports Philadelphia. Here you go. Since being moved to the bottom third of the Phillies lineup, Nick Castellanos has hit .326 with 5 home runs, 2 doubles, and 14 runs batted in 12 games. Probably no sense in messing with it if it's working. Yeah, no sense in messing with what's working. I concur. If it ain't broke, I don't to fix it. That's what I always say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I was talking about yesterday about how with a guy like Alec Boehm and a veteran like Nick Castellanos, how if there was going to be one thing that Rob Thompson was going to tinker with just ahead of the playoffs, it would be that part of the batting order, especially with Nick Castellanos hitting the long ball again. But with the numbers that Alec Boehm has been able to put up, especially with getting another hit with runner in scoring position the way he did in that first inning, salvaging a run, or coming up clutch, I'm not messing with that. So yes, I would definitely subscribe to the if it ain't broke, don't fix it way of thinking when it comes to this particular situation with Phillies and their batting order. I do like this batting order. I want them to stay with this batting order. The only thing I would want to see is Kyle Schwarber as your designated hitter. The ultimate lineup to me is the same of what you saw today as far as the order went, but just it says DH next to Schwarber's name and like Brandon Marsh is in left field. That's the ultimate scenario. That's the way I want to see it played out. So the Phillies now have a 4-game series. Well, hold on. Let me give you the updates of the wild card standings as it is right now as I deal with my head cold today. My apologies. Phillies are 3 games up on the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are a half game up on the Cubs, who occupy the 3rd and final wild card spot. The Marlins occupy, or no, they don't occupy jack. They are a half game looking up at the Cubs. The Reds are a game and a half looking up at the Cubs as well. San Francisco Giants are now 3 games out of a wild card spot. That's where they sit at this moment. None of the teams that we give a damn about. No, here we go. Okay, they did start. So here's what you got. The Giants are a run up now in the bottom of the first inning in Arizona on the Arizona Diamondbacks. So they're up 1-0 is the easy the easy way to say that. And then tonight the Mets and Marlins get started at 6:40. The Cubs and Pirates get underway in Chicago at Wrigley at 7:40. And those are the only games that we care about in Major League Baseball tonight. So very interesting on this Wednesday, what we're looking at here when it comes to the rest of these squads. Is that right? The Reds already lost. Yeah, so the Reds already lost 5-3. Cubs at 7:40 against the Pirates. Marlins 640 against the Mets. Giants up 1-0 on the Diamondbacks right now in the bottom of the first inning in Arizona. So that's what we're looking at in the wild card standings. As for the Phillies, they now head to Citizens Bank Park, their final homestand of the season. After the 6-5 victory in Atlanta, they have their next 7 games at home. So some home cooking might just be the thing for the Phillies at this point to go on a nice little run here, despite the fact that they've already put 2 series consecutively in their back pocket. That's a great thing, of course. After hitting a little bit of a wall there with series against the Brewers. They won against the Padres. Then Miami, Atlanta, St. Louis, they got back off the schneid. So yeah, now a chance to win 3 consecutive series. That would make us all feel warm and fuzzy inside. They got 4 games now against the Mets in South Philly and 3 games against the Pittsburgh Pirates in South Philly. Tomorrow night, they're right back at it, 7:15. Ranger Suarez will get the start for the Phillies. He'll go up against David Peterson, 28-year-old left-handed pitcher who's 3-8 on the season for the Mets. He's got a 5.22 ERA. He has settled down a little bit over his last 2 starts, allowing 5 runs in total, 3 against the Twins and 2 against the Cincinnati Reds in 5 2/3, allowing those 3 runs actually, 2 earned on 6 hits. He did give up a home run. So we'll see what the Phillies have to offer with Ranger Suarez on the hill tomorrow night when the Phillies get back underway in South Philly. Again, 7:15 start time. That game will also be on Fox, so you can check them out there. And we'll, of course, be right here with you guys on the Fightins post-game show, brought to you by the wonderful people at Colony Pools and Power Washing. Check out Colony Pools and Power Washing for all they have to offer, especially when it comes to closing your pool for the season and cleaning up your house for the winter and fall. So make sure you check them out. Give them a call at 302-762-2250. That's 302-762-2250. Win and save this baseball season with our friends from Colony Pools and Power Washing. Let the experts get rid of that ugly green algae and mold off your roof, off your siding, and off your deck. They service Delaware, Delco, and Chester counties. Once again, give them a call at 302-762-2250. Thanks very much, everybody. Tomorrow morning on the Farzy Show, we'll look at the Eagles, what they got going on. Sean Desai and Brian Johnson addressed the media today, so we'll talk about how the Eagles are going to be using their running backs with Brian Johnson and how Sean Desai looks to organize his secondary without Avonte Maddox in the mix. Also, Matt Breen from Inquirer.com will join the show to talk about a phenomenal article he wrote on Pat Burrell. If you haven't seen it, check it out right now on Inky.com, Inquirer.com, and we'll also talk about this homestand the Phillies have coming up. 7-game homestand with the Phils taking on the Mets and the Pirates. Thanks for watching. Xander Krause produced the program, did a wonderful job. My name is Marc Farzetta. This is the Fightins post-game show here on the JAKIB Media YouTube channel.